Right, so let's dive straight into our talking points. And it's only fair that we mention, like you already have done, that this weekend was the second sprint qualifying race weekend, which up until about 2 minutes ago, I completely forgot about. How underwhelming was that race compared to the full feature race on Sunday? So let's take it back to Friday, where we had practice one and then qualifying. Qualifying was quite interesting. Last week we saw Red Bull on top quite dominantly by Max Verstappen. And this week it was all Mercedes. It looks like it was going to be Mercedes weekend. Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton topping both the topping qualifying, with Max Verstappen following shortly behind. So it was almost like the ball was in Mercedes' court for the whole weekend. It was theirs to lose. What did you make of the qualifying session?
It was it was a little bit more procedural, I suppose, aside from Bottas being on pole, which I thought was interesting. He was the one giving a tow to Hamilton, but he had a very, very solid lap. I'm not sure that there's some talk about the driver transfer and how Bottas seems like a new man ever since it's been announced that he's going to Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure I see that, because he's always been pretty chill in interviews and been pretty relaxed, and he's got that kind of dry Finnish sense of humor. And the man's still capable of pole every now and again. Like, he gets pole once, and I guess it's easy to kind of read into that. But anyway, he had a great lap, and he's always been pretty close to Hamilton here at Italy. I know technically it isn't pole because of the sprint qualifying, but I don't care. I'm calling it that because that's what it should be. Other interesting things from qualifying: Ricciardo was encouragingly close to Norris, which was nice. And it's good to see after that summer break, he seems to have really kind of switched on a bit, made a bit more sense of the car, which is great. Obviously, we know that he went on to win the race, but at the time we were watching it in qualifying and I'm thinking, this is good. Like, this is what I expected, a bit more of an actual competition between the two of them. Otherwise, I thought it was a pretty familiar story overall. Another really good lap from Giovinazzi and from Gasly, who both were really shining in their respective machinery. Perez was a bit underwhelming again, and really kind of wasn't where I think Red Bull think he probably should be. The only surprise, I think, was probably Williams were looking a bit off the pace on Saturday. Mr. Saturday himself wasn't quite able to pull anything off all that spectacular, but they found a bit more pace in the race at least. But otherwise, I thought it was fairly straightforward.